Good morning, and welcome to Mind Balance Yoga. I'm Dr. Sarah Morrow, and technically this is community yoga, an offering through Morning Light Yoga Studio, offered every Saturday morning for many years now as an offering to our local community. And now through Zooming yoga, it's really available to everybody, and it's so nice to have people here today from really all over the country. It's really nice to see everybody here. So at Community Yoga, we always have a pose of the month that we teachers are focusing on. And this month has been Downward Facing Dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And, down dog is kind of this transitional pose, but it's actually a really accessible inversion, meaning that our head is below the heart. And so we get these really therapeutic benefits from inversion poses. The reason being that as we draw blood toward the heart, blood flow toward the head, the brain, we're also bringing glucose and oxygen, helping to nourish the brain, which helps with brain cell health and production and neurochemistry balance. And we know that down dog and other inversions are really helpful at lowering stress. So if we're lowering stress, it's going to help with pretty much everything emotional. One thing about down dog is that there's sort of this energizing effect with circulation shift. And so we know this pose really helps with things like depression and fatigue and kind of blurry, not feeling very mentally focused. So drawing that good, oxygen-rich blood to the brain can really help the brain function better for energy and mental focus. Of course, if we're lowering stress, what that means is we're going to sleep better. And so we also know down dog is therapeutic for insomnia. So just knowing a few of the things we find to be healing in this type of a practice. Because down dog is a stress-reducing pose, my focus today for you is going to be teaching you about the relaxation response, which is really everything I do as a psychologist, and why I teach yoga is really about helping people understand the physiology they live in, and most importantly is how to calm down the sympathetic nervous system fight-flight stress response and activate the parasympathetic nervous system relaxation response, which we call rest and digest, because we only put our resources toward digestion and we only feel safe to sleep if we have a sense that all is well, and that's related to the stress level in the body and the nervous system. So the nervous system is interesting, and really we're still understanding it. We didn't have a term stress until the 1940s. The stress response was first identified by Dr. Hans Seeley. He was actually an endocrinologist in Montreal who studied rats, and he accidentally came to realize that some of the hormone changes in his rats were not from what he was doing experimentally, but from the stress the rats were under because of the experiments. And it was in the 1940s we started realizing like stress is a physical thing in the body. It wasn't until the 1970s that we identified the relaxation response, and that's really been headed by Dr. Herbert Benson. I've just read his book called Relaxation Revolution, super fascinating read, and the subtitle is Enhancing Your Personal Health Through the Science and Genetics of Mind-Body Healing. And Dr. Benson was studying mind-body medicine, way before that was cool. In fact, probably not cool amongst some of his medical colleagues. But he has really kind of, been the one to say, like, the placebo effect is not in your head. The placebo effect is the mind-body healing process brought on by your positive expectations, your belief that you can heal, by directing the mind towards remembering wellness, remembering a state of health that you'd like to move back toward. And so his research has been really groundbreaking in helping really bring kind of mind-body practices into Western medicine, and a really valid approach to healing that is complementary to all the other things we might do in Western medicine. So just a little bit of education here to kind of set the stage. So your stress response is kind of your survival instinct. The body is always sending info back to the brain about what's going on in the world around you. The brain can't sense the world without your body telling the brain what's going on through touch, through what you're seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting. So all your senses are giving info that travels up through your vagus nerve, through the spinal cord to your brain, and tells your brain, things are cool right now or things are really not okay right now. And when the brain senses there's threat, it sends off this chain reaction into survival mode, your fight, flight, stress response. When that happens, your heart rate speeds up, distributing stress hormones to your large muscles, gearing you up to be stronger and faster to survive a crisis. Your breathing changes. And as we startle, we go, we breathe mouth to chest. We tend to breathe fast and shallow into the upper lungs during stress. Our muscles tense up, so shoulders come high toward the ears, arms come in front. We're protecting the vital region of the body where we hope to never get injured. And in just emotional stress, we might just hold tension and be fidgety and restless. So there's muscle tension, something shut down to save energy so your body can direct resources towards surviving. So digestion shuts down, as well as your frontal lobe. So the intelligent part of your brain actually kind of goes offline during stress. And that's because the frontal lobe takes like a third of your energy to function. And so that's why all of us, even psychologists who teach mindfulness, we sometimes get overwhelmed. We just get really stressed out, and we sometimes freak out and don't handle that very well. Later, we look back and kind of go, wow, like I could have done a lot different response there. I could have been more kind or not panicked or not reacted so intensely. But we do that because at the time, our intelligent brain is really not functioning for us, and we're in this impulsive, reactive survival mode. So what Dr. Benson teaches is that we truly can shift the physiology of the body, including gene expression, through on-purpose training the relaxation response, taking time to bring on the physiological shift of relaxation response. And the way he teaches this is basically mindful meditation. He never uses the word meditation in his teaching because he's trying to make this feel accessible to this Western medical model. But what he recommends is that you have to spend about 20 to 25 minutes in this practice in order to achieve these physiological shifts towards self-healing in the body and where gene expression starts to change. It takes that sufficient amount of time in the practice, but all he teaches is to sit still, relax your physical body, just kind of scan through the body, relax the muscles, and then try to get the mind to anchor to a point of focus, to take a break from this automatic stream of thought that we're always stuck in. And so he says you can just follow the breath. You can pick a mantra, which would be like a word, a phrase, or a short prayer, where you just sort of rehearse the same little phrase on each breath. Or you can even pick an image, maybe like looking at a sunset, just something peaceful. And the whole goal in anchoring attention is just to take a break from this automatic, busy thinking brain that has thousands and thousands of thoughts per day. So first we spend about 8 to 10 minutes just in kind of mindful awareness, sitting down, relaxing. And he says, then you move your awareness toward remembering wellness. So visualizing and picturing a time when you didn't have this ailment, when you were feeling emotionally really well, when your stress level was in a really balanced place. So whatever it might be, and it's really telling your brain to direct your body to move back toward optimal health and well-being. And I just want to give you a little bit of a laundry list of some of the data he presents. There are like so many health conditions now that we have hard science showing strong statistical significance that initiating the relaxation response can help the body heal. So it's kind of a long list, and I'll just kind of fly through it. But we definitely know it helps high blood pressure. There's a lot of evidence around mental health. So we know relaxation response can help depression, anxiety, anger, phobias, PTSD, kind of everything. You're going to be way happier and mentally healthier if you can keep your nervous system in balance. Chronic pain is really, the field of chronic pain is now looking towards the essential component of the mental piece of pain. So the brain learns to remember pain. It's why? Because pain could be a threat. And so it's important learning for the brain. And so we know that mindful meditation can be helpful with neck and back pain, shoulder and knee pain, abdominal pain, helps to heal ulcers, even chest pain caused by heart disease. Certainly arthritis can be benefited. Because there's shift in the endocrine system with relaxation, we know this can help infertility, actually at a very shocking rate, as well as things like erectile dysfunction, which have a stress component. Other things he talks about, Parkinson's disease, amazing. There's a known placebo effect in Parkinson's disease management, and relaxation response can achieve that same outcome. We certainly know it helps with PMS, hot flashes tied to menopause, nausea tied to cancer treatment. There's just so many things, even diabetes and obesity. And maybe the more important thing for all of us is we know it slows down symptoms of premature aging. And so really, you know, just knowing, like, if you want to be well physically, mentally, emotionally, you can use your nervous system to your advantage. You just have to spend the time. You just got to sit down and go inward and breathe and relax and visualize. And in so doing, you're going to shift the function of the genes in your body. So I'll just give you one more little bit of science today before we dive into the practice. But one of the studies that Dr. Benson talks about was where they took a group of people who had practiced mindful meditation for an average of 9 years, and they looked at their genes. There's about 54,000 genes in the human body, and they compared that meditation group to people who had never learned how to meditate. And they could see 2,200 genes that function differently amongst the people who practice meditation. And a lot of that gene expression was towards the self-healing potential of the body and toward well-being. They then taught the group who had never learned to meditate how to do this relaxation response training, which I would call mindful meditation, but he's an MD, so he doesn't use that language. But in 8 weeks, so for 8 weeks, they had this group practice every day, a little bit of meditation. They averaged 17 minutes a day of practice. And after the 8 weeks, they looked at the changes in gene expression. And they found 1,500 genes had shifted gene expression within that 8-week period. And between the two groups, it was 433 genes were now functioning the same way the meditation group's genes were functioning. So it wasn't all exactly the same genes that shifted, of course, as the genes are very complicated. But to imagine that in just 8 weeks of 17 minutes a day, you could shift gene expression in over 1,500 genes in your body toward state of well-being, that's pretty important to know. You know, what's really interesting is that when we are carrying chronic stress, what happens is it starts to break down the body. Cortisol actually damages your neurons and impairs your immune system function. But the gene expression piece of that is there's a shift in gene expression towards inflammation, because inflammation is part of your survival reaction to stay alive and stay well and get through crisis. And so if we have gene expression towards inflammation, it prevents the body from being able to do its miraculous self-healing that it's able to do. So that's a lot, so I'll cut myself off here, but we're going to practice today in a way where I'm explaining to you how you can come to your yoga mat and truly create physiological shift in your body towards healing and wellness. Relaxation response is the ticket. Okay, I'm going to relocate. You guys should have a little bit of a blanket or a cushion to sit on. That will certainly help you feel more comfortable in the poses or in the meditation pose. Sit with some intention, just kind of knowing where your body is at as you sit down, just kind of checking which leg is in front, trying to align heels with the center of the body. You can take the knees wide, but of course you can sit cross-legged or kneel. And you're at home today, so you could even lie down and just be in Shavasana or child's pose if you find that most comfortable. We're working here to level the pelvis, lengthen through the spine, Lift the heart, the crown of the head, and then roll the shoulders back and down, softening that survival stress tension we hold in the neck and shoulder regions. We're trying to release that tension. And if you're comfortable closing eyes, it will help you come to this inner awareness. Otherwise, just keep a gentle gaze in front of you. And this singing bowl is a cue. It helps bring us into inner awareness and bring us back to outer awareness at the end of practice. So as you feel settled in your body, come to your first intentional breath of the day. Deepening the inhale. Big release on exhale. Again, deep breath in and big release. And then begin to slow the breath down. Finding that pause at the top of the inhale and a pause at the bottom of the exhale. Feeling the belly rise and fall with the breath. Working to feel that diaphragm movement, which means you're accessing the lower lungs. As we breathe into the lower lungs, those nerve endings communicate directly to the parasympathetic nervous system. All is well if I can breathe this way. I am safe in this moment. And now come into the body and just scan through the body, looking for any areas of tension, trying to soften and relax the jaw, relaxing the eyes, the tongue, a sense of smoothing out tension away from the face, down the scalp, the back of the neck, down the shoulders, tension melting down and away out of the body. And perhaps enjoying just a little smile, this gentle shift in the face, loving energy into the eyes. And notice any thoughts in the mind and try to invite those thoughts to pass by. They will show back up, and that's okay. As you notice you've been distracted by thought, just kind of say, oh well, no big deal. Come back to the breath or back to the point of focus, perhaps a word or an image that feels peaceful. I breathe in peace. I breathe out stress. Feeling the heart slow, the breath slow. Aware of the whole body. Aware of this moment. Just this. And as we quiet the thinking mind, perhaps feeling this shift towards relaxation in the body, tension easing, everything settling. And now directing your mind towards an image of health and well-being, remembering wellness. Teach your brain to let go of remembered pain and instead focus on the sensation of well-being in your body, peace in your heart, health of the mind. That gentle smile as you remember that you have felt so well in so many moments of your life. And set this expectation, this deep belief that wellness is within reach. Work to develop a mind that can heal rather than a mind that injures. I breathe in peace. I breathe out stress, letting go with each exhale. On your next inhale, turn your palms up. Exhale, roll your shoulders back and release arms to your sides. Slow inhale, arms float upward. Smile and rise, gathering healing energy. Fingertips touch. And slow exhale, prayer hands trace down the midline, coming to rest at the heart center. Cradling sacred space between the palms, setting your intention here. Just check in. How has your stress level been lately? How has your body been tense or on edge? Where has your mind been tormented by worry or negative thinking? And set your intention to catch these sensations and bring yourself back to the relaxation response again and again. Through calming the thinking mind, relaxing the physical body, through regulating the breath, and visualizing the life you wish to have, the feeling in life you want to generate, remembering and anticipating well-being. See this becoming your reality. Direct your body towards healing. And from here, deep breath in, prayer hands rise, opening up the fingers, lotus mudra, blossoming towards the light, eyes open, gentle smile, turning palms out, slow release. Notice here which leg you have in front, because we'll be coming back to Sukhasana with opposite leg in front. And now extend those legs. Give the knees a little rest. So I always like to massage my kneecaps and kind of encourage a little blood flow up and down the legs, a little self-massage. And then sitting up nice and tall, begin to point your toes low. So as if you could touch your toes down to the earth, stretching through the top of the feet and ankles into the shins. And then pressing heels away, draw the toes towards you, spread your toes wide, lift the heart, engage the back plane of the legs. And then ankle rolls, full range of motion a couple times each direction. Just making sure to explore, releasing any tension through the feet and ankles. We kind of forget about that part of the body sometimes. Okay, from here we're going to come back into easy pose. So remembering which leg you had in front, bring that leg in first. Other leg in front this time. Hands to your knees. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chin, little back bend. Exhale, chin to chest. Pull the belly in, stretch the back of the neck here, head is heavy. And now begin to roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. Top of the inhale, pause. Exhale, chin to chest, head heavy. Inhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Pause. Exhale, chin to chest, head heavy. And one more time, inhale, head to the right. Here you can bring your right hand across to that left neck and shoulder region and find any areas of tension, maybe some little deep pressure massage here to help release any tight muscles, pulling that left shoulder down away from the ear, relaxing the face and jaw as you try to release this tension, maybe moving the head gently forward and back, exploring where is the tightness. Deep breath in, release that hand. Exhale, chin to chest. And inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Left hand reaches across to access right shoulder. Drop that right shoulder down and little self-massage here. Where are you holding tension? Let it go. There's no need for self-protection right now. And again, head forward and back to explore that part of the body. Deep breath in, release that left hand. Exhale, chin to chest. And inhale, roll the head up. And maybe just some hands to the jaw here, just massaging the jaw, the temples, the forehead, even under the cheekbones. We hold these little bits of tension in the face, right? The face shows all of our emotion. I always say, if you look tortured on your face when you're exercising, you're definitely not doing yourself any favors. So trying to relax the face and smile is helpful. From here, go ahead and extend the legs, or sorry, keep your right leg in here, extend your left leg. Okay. If you want, you can come off your cushion here. If you want a little bit deeper stretch, that's an option. So with left leg extended, active through that left foot, inhale, lift your heart, exhale, forward fold. So drawing your chest forward, just however far, trying to open up that back of the left leg. It'll help us in our down dog practice today. Tucking the chin gently to make sure the neck is comfortable, and always in these forward bends as we tuck the chin and close the eyes, it helps us gain this inner awareness. We notice the breath, we hear the thoughts, and we tune in to our inner experience. Fingertips press down, inhale, roll yourself up, bring that right knee up. Inhale, left arm extends nice and tall through the spine. As you exhale, begin to rotate to the right. Wrap the left elbow around the right knee. Right hand behind your hip will support your tall spine. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Pull the right knee in towards the chest. Feeling this stretch to that outer right hip as we twist the spine. So all of our twisting poses are also very beneficial to our nervous system health. And inhale, holding that knee, tall spine. As you exhale, come forward. And from here, we're going to extend the right leg. Both feet are actively pressing forward. Spread those toes. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward. So we start here with a stretch, feeling that back of the leg stretch. And then as you reach your edge, we're going to soften, rounding the back, perhaps turning palms up, tucking the chin, shoulders relaxing. Quieting the thinking mind. Slow the exhale down. And then fingertips draw in, roll the spine up on inhale, left foot to inner right thigh. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. So we're just coming back to our Janu Shirshasana, right side, deep stretch here to the right leg. Inhale, rise up, lift the left knee up. Inhale, extend the right arm. Exhale, twist with that nice tall spine. Wrap that right elbow around the knee. Left hand supports the tall spine. Keep the right leg active. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Turning the head only gently, always protecting the neck. Really squeeze that left knee into the chest, into the belly. Breathe low and feel that belly compression into the thigh. Great stimulation to our digestive system in this twist. And most of your immune system and 95% of your serotonin resides in your gut. And inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slowly unwind. Drop that left knee out and bring the right foot in to meet the left, here into bound angle. So look for some symmetry between the arches of the feet. Press the feet in actively. Inhale, lift your heart. Begin to hinge forward. Hands can come in front. And then again, as you find your point of stretch, soften, palms up, chin tucks, relaxing the upper back and shoulders. Energetically press the feet into each other to access the hip joint. So in therapeutic yoga, there's this understanding that the hips tend to hold emotional stress. So when we release the hip joints, we're helping calm the stress response and initiate relaxation in the nervous system. Deep breath here. Fingertips come in, deep breath. Inhale, roll yourself up. We're going to cross our lower legs here, come forward onto hands and knees. So with toes touching, knees wide, just stretch it out here. Reach it out into a wide leg child's pose. Big stretch here. You can even sway a little bit to release the hips. And then walk your hands over to the right side. Deep breath into left side ribs. Walking hands back to center. Hands to the left. Deep breath into right side body. So expanding the range of breath through making the rib cage more flexible is a wonderful practice to lower the stress response in the body. We know that people who have lived with a lot of emotional stress tend to have a constricted range of breath. Inhale, hands back to center. Exhale, stretch it out. And then from here, inhale, rise up onto hands and knees and tabletop. Adjust your feet so that feet are straight back, knees are under the hips. And then from here, we're going to walk into puppy dog pose. So walk the hands forward about 6 inches. Begin to reach the hips back. We're going to talk about down dog arms here because this is an approximation of that pose. Try to externally rotate the upper arms as if you turn the palms up. We're going to turn those upper arms out. And then holding that external rotation, bring the palms to the mat. We want fingers spread wide, middle fingers parallel, and we're reaching the hips back, nice long spine, but keeping energetic lift into the elbows and the armpits to protect those joints from excessive stretch. Deep stretch here in puppy dog. Deep breath in, rise up, and exhale to child's pose. Hips to the heels, rolling yourself out over the legs and just relaxing here. Perhaps forehead to the mat. You can also stack your hands or fists to prop the forehead on. And I always encourage to use child pose as an intention to release the hands, turning palms up, letting go of any tension through the hands. Soften the jaw, deepen the breath. Go inward in child's pose. Quiet the thinking mind. Anchor awareness to the breath. And then from here, reach the hands forward, palms to the mat. Inhale, rise up to tabletop position. Just going to do a little bit of cat-cow here. Inhale, lift your tailbone, lift your heart. Exhale, drop your tailbone, pull the heart in. Releasing crown of the head towards the earth. Inhale, lift your tailbone, extend the spine. Again, find the pause between inhale and exhale. Exhale, pull the belly in, press the hands into the mat. And one more round here. Inhale into extension. And exhale, flexion. Sink the hips back to the heels. Releasing here. And from here, inhale, rise up. Little extension in the spine here as we curl the toes under. We're going to lift into down dog. So as you press through the hands, begin to lift the hips up and begin to slowly extend through the spine. So we're pressing into the hands, long spine. Bent knees at first as we find this nice back extension. And then begin to straighten the knees. We're up on our tippy toes here, narrow down dog. And exhale, begin to sink the heels towards the mat. Heavy through the heels here. And then bend one leg and really press that heel to, or the other heel to the mat as we walk the dog side to side. And inhale, second side. bending one knee, pressing the other heel to the mat, and side to side here. And as you're even with walking the dog, bend both knees, re-lengthen the hips up and back, and exhale, release the heels. So in down dog, we want to make sure the neck is comfortable. We're gazing back towards the feet. There's a sense of reaching the front of the torso toward the upper legs, anchoring the hand through the base of the pointer finger, and broadening through the upper arms and shoulders. Holding here for a few breaths as we allow that blood flow to come to the brain. Deep breath in, looking forward to the hands. Exhale, step or hop feet to the hands. Inhale, extend the spine, pull the belly in, and exhale, fold here into Uttanasana. You can sway a little bit in Uttanasana to help release the back, release tension. You can also hold on to the elbows, a little traction to the spine. Find ease here for a moment. Again, another inversion here in Uttanasana, similar health benefits as down dog. Check that your feet are parallel, just a couple inches between the big toes. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees and hips deeply. Exhale, swing your arms back, pinkies high, engage triceps. And then inhale, rise up into Utkatasana. Arms come toward the ears, roll the shoulders back, energetic through the hands. Shift your weight toward the heels, drop the tailbone down. So we're trying to not back bend here. Pull those front ribs back. And from here, gentle eyes, relaxing the face. Inhale, reach up. Big stretch. Turn the palms out. Exhale, release. Coming all the way down. Pause here with palms forward, heart lifted. Aware of the whole body. Aware of feet anchoring down toward the earth, heart lifting up to the sky. Feeling the energy in the heart and the lungs as we transition to standing. Okay. All right, from here, find Tadasana with a sense of high power. So smile to the face. You can even bring fists to the hips, kind of this like superhero pose. And feet can be a little wider here if you like. Lift the heart, lift the chin. So there's an intention here to try to hold this sense of power in the body. Also, research from Harvard shows in just 2 minutes of high power posture, we're going to have a significant drop in cortisol levels. That's our main stress hormone, and an increase in testosterone, which gives us more sense of confidence and well-being. Release those arms, hold Tadasana with open palms, but maintain this sense of strength in the body. And from here, inhale, big breath. Exhale, prayer hands will come to the heart. Hinge from the top of the hips as you come forward, coming down into Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward, float your right leg up high behind you. Step that foot back as you bend the left knee. We're coming into a high crescent lunge. So we want a little bit of width between our feet for better balance. We're staying up on those right toes. Try to pull the left hip back to square the hips. And as you have visual focus and feel balance, come to rise up. Visual focus, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, arms float up. Big stretch here. Lift that right hamstring up behind you, trying to keep that right knee straight. Inhale, exhale, turn the palms out, arms descend, interlock at the low back. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the blades together, begin to lift hands away from the hips, opening the heart center, so the opposite of our self-protective posture. And releasing hands to heart, inhale to prayer, exhale, hinge from that left hip, bring your hands all the way down to the mat, setting up for down dog. So you want your hands shoulder width apart, spread the fingers wide, and as you feel ready, step your left foot back to meet the right. You might need to bring your right foot in to narrow your stance a little bit for down dog. You can have bent knees here as you find that nice long spine, reaching the hips up and back. And as you feel ready, straighten the knees, heels heavy towards the mat. From here, we're going to inhale into plank pose. You can always come to table here first. Extend one leg and then the other, trying to maintain that hip height. Plank is always optional, but what it does for us, it allows us to kind of tense as we engage nearly all the muscles of the body, and that's going to help the muscles relax. So we tense to relax. Lift the inner thighs, reach the heart away from the floor, gazing just beyond the fingertips, neck is in neutral. Breathing through the nose. Nice work, everybody. Deep breath in and exhale. Knees can come down, or keeping knees lifted, bend the elbows straight back. Hug those elbows in as you descend onto your belly. Release the tops of the feet. Hands are under your shoulders. Hug the elbows in as you begin to lift into baby cobra, pressing through the outer edges of the feet, the little toe side of the feet, helping to broaden the low back, protecting that spine. Lifting here just so much as you could pick up your hands and hold this pose just with the strength of the back muscles. Inhale and exhale, forehead to the mat. Taking a breath here. Next inhale, begin to press yourself up, coming to table, and then sinking the hips all the way back to child's pose. Releasing here for a rest, palms up. Coming to inner awareness. Letting go of the thinking mind. Relaxing the face, gentle smile. Slowing the breath down. And now palms to the mat, setting up for down dog once more. Inhale, rise to table. Curl your toes under. There's that little back bend here as we begin to lift the hips up and back into our down dog position. Straighten the knees, heels are heavy. We're just going to do a three-leg dog here. So we're going to inhale and float the left leg up behind you. Slow rise. Try not to open that left hip. We want to keep the outer hip dropping down. Right heel heavy to the mat. Big stretch here. Inhale and exhale. Slowly float the left leg back down. Finding down dog. Next, inhale, right leg will float up, slow motion, coming into three-leg dog. Drop that outer right hip, reaching the heart towards that left upper leg. Left heel is heavy. Inhale, exhale, float the right leg down. We're going to bring that right knee here all the way into the chest, and we're going to step the right foot forward. So here we're setting up for our crescent lunge second side. So a little width between your feet, visual focus to help you balance, coming to standing. Bending that right knee so the knee's over the ankle. Lift that left hamstring up. Roll the shoulders back, visual focus, and inhale, rise up. Big stretch here through the front of the body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn palms out. Thumbs point down as you bring arms to interlock or hands to interlock. Other thumb on top, the one that feels funny to you. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you lift the hands, straighten the elbows. Nice opening through the heart center here. And inhale, prayer hands to the heart. Exhale, hinge from that right hip as you come down for down dog. Plant the hands. Shoulder width apart. Step the right foot back on inhale. Left foot will probably come in to narrow the stance for down dog here. Again, find your position fully, perhaps starting with bent knees. Broadening the upper arms and shoulders. Pressing the chest towards the legs. Inner thighs reaching back to help broaden the sitting bones. From here, we're going to inhale, right leg's going to, we're going to come into plank here first. We're going to inhale, come to plank. Again, you can transition from table to plank if you prefer. Holding plank just for a few breaths. Again, we're tensing and engaging in order to help relaxation. Deep breath in and exhale. Knees can come down or keep knees lifted as you bend elbows and come onto the belly. Release the tops of the feet. Hands will come forward this time as we tuck the elbows in, coming into Sphinx pose. So fingers are pointing straight ahead. There's this 90-degree angle in the elbow, and the elbow's right under the shoulder. Energetically pull the hands in towards you, press through the outer edges of the feet, and lengthen from pubic bone to collarbone. Little back bend. So in yoga, as part of our therapeutic benefits, is opening the heart center, reversing that forward curve posture that is a big piece of our stress reaction. And inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down, hands under the shoulders, forehead to the mat. Pause for a breath. And then inhale, press through the hands, begin to peel yourself up, press to table, and exhale, sink to child's. Pausing here to let everything settle. Heart rate calming, breath slowing, and using child's as a mini mindfulness meditation. Coming into awareness here. I have a quote from Brene Brown, and she says, "It takes courage to say yes to rest and play in a culture where exhaustion is seen as a status symbol." It takes courage to say yes to rest and to relaxation. Following the breath, quieting the mind, aware of the inner experience. And then turning palms to the mat. One more down dog today. Inhale, rise to table. Curl toes under. And exhale, hips slowly. You're going to reach up and back. Chest toward the upper leg. Start with bent knees. And then perhaps lifting those hips high. Allow them heels to descend. So again, broadening upper arms and shoulders. Neck is relaxed. Sitting bones and inner thighs reaching up and back. And then from here, we're going to inhale, float the right leg up behind us. This time we're going to come into this twist. So we're going to bend the right knee, reach the right heel towards the glutes, and we're going to be in a spiral. So we're going to open that right knee out, the hip opens. We're gazing underneath the right arm. Try to make sure that left arm does not collapse. Keep that left shoulder lifting. Big stretch and twist here. Left heel heavy to the mat. Deep stretch here. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Drop the outer right hip, square the hips, and exhale, float the right leg down. Find your down dog pose. And next, inhale, left leg floats up behind you. Slow motion, rising up. Opening or bending the left knee first. Begin to open the hip, lift that knee high. Right heel is heavy, right shoulder lifting, gaze under the left arm. Inhale, extend that left leg. Exhale, drop the outer hip and float the leg all the way down, but we're going to come forward here. So left knee to the chest, shoulders forward, step the left foot down. Inhale, rock your weight back. To exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, long spine as you straighten the knees. Exhale, forward bend. Coming here into Uttanasana, perhaps a little sway to release any tension from the back body. Finding stillness. Last inversion of the day, blood flow to the heart. And from here, you're going to turn your heels out, and then your toes are going to spin all the way out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, begin your drop your hips down into your yoga squat, into malasana. So from here, we want to have elbows to inner knees. Hands in prayer. Hands can also come to the floor. And you can also be in a high squat, right? So having the hips more lifted. So finding your malasana pose today. Relaxing the jaw and the face as you imagine breathing into those hips to create space. Exhale to release tension. Pelvic floor draws in and up. And then as you inhale, we're going to reach one hand back and sit down. Knees and feet together. Roll your shoulders back. Arms extend, core engages as we begin to roll down. Slow motion descent. Little by little here, coming onto our backs. Releasing all the way down. I'd like you here to take your feet wide and allow your knees to just drop in toward each other and bring both hands to the belly. So we're going to take a moment here just to find stillness. Follow the breath. And begin to feel everything slow to settle. Relaxing the jaw, the eyes. Gentle smile can help ease stress from the body. And then bringing arms into cactus arms. Knees will come apart. Inhale here. Exhale, drop knees to the right as head turns to the left. Pause here for a whole breath in this windshield wiper gentle twist. And then inhale, knees to center. Exhale, knees drop to the left, head to the right. Pausing here for a breath. And then inhale, knees to center, head to center. We'll pick our right foot up and cross the outer right foot on top of the left thigh. Deep breath in and exhale, drawing that left leg in toward you for thread the needle. We'll take our hands and weave them behind the left thigh. Draw the left leg in towards you as the right knee presses away. Keep the right ankle engaged so we're not collapsing that ankle. We're trying to keep some engagement to access the right hip. And notice this deep stretch through the right hip. So this is also called supine pigeon pose because we get a nice similar angle and stretch into the hip joint here. Try to release the right hip, easing tension with each breath out. And then inhale, step the left foot down. Continue to cross the right leg high over the left as if you're sitting cross-legged in a chair. Arms can be to your sides in a V. Drop your knees to the left, turn your head to the right. Coming into a low back stretch here. So again, our twisting pose is also very beneficial to the nervous system. And then inhale, head to center. The right leg will lead, left leg follows. Step the feet down, square the hips. And then we're going to bring the outer edge of the left foot to the right thigh. Deep breath in. And exhale, pick the right leg up. Weave the hands behind the right thigh. Draw the right leg in as you press the left knee away. Left ankle engaged. And begin to acknowledge that left hip. Imagining the inhale creating space. The exhale, releasing tension. Holding here long enough for the body to feel safe in that stretch and allowing deep layers of tension to release. Soften the jaw and the eyes. Slow down the exhale. Inhale, step the right foot down, cross the left leg high on the right thigh, drop the knees to the right side, head to the left, pausing here in a nice twist. Inhale, head to center, left leg releases and leads the way. Step the feet down, square the hips, deep breath in, and exhale, hug knees into the chest. Big squeeze here as you release. So when we do these belly compressions, knees to chest or child's pose, we're helping to stimulate the vagus nerve. That's one of the main routes to turning on that parasympathetic relaxation response, very much like getting a lovely hug. Okay, from here, inhale, elbows to the mat, hands to outer thighs as feet rise up. So like we did in the beginning, you can point the toes, flex the feet, and roll the ankles a few times, just to help encourage blood flow down the legs. And then just find stillness in the feet, little bend to the knees, and find this point where the weight of the legs is just balanced over the pelvis, and it takes very little effort to hold this leg inversion. This is one of the main poses recommended to help sleep. And the reason being, it shifts circulation. It's another inversion, blood flow toward the heart and the head. And it helps us initiate the parasympathetic nervous system. So holding for a moment. So Dr. Benson says throughout his book, you must spend sufficient time to gain the physiological benefits of accessing the relaxation response. Deep breath in. Exhale, knees to chest, squeeze the breath out. Inhale, feet to the mat, and now extending yourself for Shavasana, releasing the legs. Feet can splay out, palms up. You might also prefer hands to the belly or one hand to the heart. Taking a moment to prop yourself up. You might like a little pillow under your neck and head, a rolled blanket under your knees. You might like some form of an eye pillow. You might not own an eye pillow, but you can certainly put just a cloth or a little folded towel over the eyes. Take a moment just to find optimal comfort. And imagine you can walk the shoulder blades down away from the ears and towards the midline, opening more fully through the heart center. You might want to stretch the jaw. Make sure there's no tension being held in the face. Allow the eyes and tongue to be heavy. And enjoy that gentle smile. Anchor the mind to one point of focus, either following the breath, rehearsing a calming word or prayer, or visualizing a peaceful image. Training the mind to be able to hold present moment awareness, to disengage the automatic flow of thought. When the mind is quiet, the pose is correct. Eddie Stern. Breathing in, breathing out. I breathe in peace. I breathe out stress. And the mind will wander. And as you notice thoughts, just think, oh well, back to the breath, back to my point of focus. Beginner's mind again and again. And now bring an image of remembered wellness to mind. For whatever is troubling you most today or recently, See in your imagination a time when you were free of that struggle, when you felt truly well, healthy and strong, peaceful, joyful. And remember, teach the brain to expect well-being. Allow the mind to guide the body towards healing. Gentle smile as you hold this expectation and belief, as you visualize this remembered well-being. Breathing in, breathing out. Just this. Begin to deepen the breath. Visualize the breath bringing with it revitalizing energy, beautiful healing light flowing into the body with each inhale. And now very patiently, slowly begin to come back to the body, wiggling fingers and toes, squeezing and opening the hands and the feet, rolling the wrists and the ankles, savoring the sensation of movement. Deep gratitude for this body that serves you every day to live your life. And of course, moving freely as you come out of Shavasana, but you might enjoy here a big full body stretch, reaching hands high, point toes low. You might want to interlock the hands and flip the palms away from the crown of the head. Maybe a little side to side stretch through those side ribs. And of course, you might enjoy a final twist or a happy baby pose to access the hips once more. And then eventually I'd recommend that you bring knees to chest one more time. Big squeeze to compress the breath all the way out, stimulate that vagus nerve. And as you feel ready, rolling onto your right side for a moment. So as you pause in right side lying position, it brings the body to inhale through the left nostril, exhale through the right, a circular breath that is said to be calming to the nervous system. And just aware of the sensation in the body here in this new position, circulation shifting, new relationship to gravity. And then using your left hand for support, begin to press your torso up. Allow the head to roll up very last. And holding inner awareness, come to a sitting position to end our practice. So again, choose an intentional leg position. Level the pelvis, rocking forward on the sitting bones. Lengthen upward through the spine, the crown of the head. Roll the shoulders back and down, and then turn the palms upward. So we're trying to let go through the hands. And these open hands at the end of our practice symbolize a receiving, a soaking in of the benefits of our time spent together, but also sending out a wish for wellness to the world. Pausing here, gentle smile. Aware of the breath and the body, quieting the thinking mind. Next, inhale, prayer hands rise, palms join at the heart. And come back to your intention. Where have you been holding stress? What does it feel like to let go? Softening tension from the body, regulating the breath, quieting the mind. Realizing that this is a choice within your ability at all times to reassure the brain that all is safe in this moment and that the relaxation response can be functioning, working to guide the physical body towards health, towards a state of well-being. See yourself gaining self-awareness over time, noticing when stress response arises, and giving yourself the gift of the relaxation response. Little smile at this knowing. Deep breath in. Big breath out. And twice more. Inhale, big healing breath. Exhale, let it all go. And last time, inhale, smile. Exhale, release. It's always a pleasure to be able to offer these healing practices to others and have our yoga community, whether together or through technology. So thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. I'll just approach the camera to sign off and say goodbye. Thanks to everybody who was able to join us today. I hope it was a good practice. You know, we can do a lot for ourselves for free, on demand, wherever we are, whatever the time of day. And so just know that your power is in bringing awareness, quieting the busy, crazy mind of the human being, regulating the breath through accessing those lower lungs, slow the exhale down, and smile and relax the body. Man, that's the ticket, you guys. So if you can do that, life's going to be a whole lot sweeter.